Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Graham from the School of Teacher Education at National Taiwan Normal University. Welcome to my office hours. One question I have gotten repeatedly from teachers is, how do I know the English proficiency of my students? Most often, when this question is asked, professors likely respond with the following: ask the English teachers. And that's a fair answer. But that puts a lot of pressure on our English teachers in schools because essentially we are expecting them to be able to report on every single student within a school. Another answer, the one I typically give, is to just ask students to say something or write something at the beginning of the semester. You'll be able to tell a lot about a student's ability and comfort with English simply by asking them to say their name and one thing they like. I think this is a simple way to gauge students' English levels, but obviously it lacks precision. While these two solutions can work, there is now a third option that may help resolve some of the above disadvantages I just shared. The Ministry of Education launched a new website this week, TestMyEnglish.edu.tw. This website provides a free online English proficiency test for students and schools to use. The website has tests for 5 areas: vocabulary, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And for each of these tests, there are 4 levels aligned with the CEFR. The CEFR is a widely used framework around Taiwan and the world for describing language proficiency levels. These 4 CEFR levels that are available through the test are Pre-A1, A1, A2, and B1. I am happy to see that a resource such as this has been created because I'm of the belief that bilingual schools need assessment data to drive their curriculum development, the teacher's instruction, and the student's learning. But for assessments to be truly effective for these purposes, they need to meet 3 criteria. First, the assessment needs to produce valid and reliable data. Test My English was developed by a large team of scholars around Taiwan, so I assume that they have done their due diligence in ensuring the validity and reliability of the exam. But since validity should be an ongoing process, not something you test just once, I hope to see further empirical studies conducted to verify this assumption. Second, the assessment needs to provide data that can track student growth over time. And more importantly, the test needs to be sensitive to small changes. Bilingual schools need to be able to have an exam that can monitor student progress and help them make instructional decisions accordingly based on that data. Unfortunately, many of the most popular tests for language proficiency are not sensitive to these small growths in proficiency, and I'm not sure if Test My English is either. This would certainly be something worth further exploring. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, when teachers are presented with assessment data, we hope that teachers know what that data means and how to use it to make instructional decisions. With that in mind, schools that choose to utilize Test My English need to consider this very important aspect and make sure that teachers are provided training for them to understand the data and how to use that data for decision making. Overall, I believe creating TestMyEnglish.edu.tw is a very important first step in establishing the assessments we need in bilingual schools. But further steps are needed to make sure that these tests are being used appropriately by schools, teachers, and students. My hope is that as we go forward, we train teachers and schools on how to best utilize the data that we collect from this assessment system. But in the meantime, a good first step for you would be to go check out the assessment yourself at testmyeNglish.edu.tw. Thank you for attending my office hours. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer on this channel, send me an email at kmgraham@ntnu.edu.tw. I'll see you next time.